Baby Driver is the newest film from writer and director Edgar Wright, the guy who gave us films like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and The World's End. The guy's a really cool director, and I'm a big fan of a lot of his work. And I've waited too damn long to talk about this movie. I saw this movie the night it opened, but the week it came out, I had this terrible case of laryngitis that I was getting over. And then the next week I was on vacation. I apologize for the lateness of this review, but since I've seen the film, I've had plenty of time to collect my thoughts, and now I can get you my full-fledged review. So let's talk about Baby Driver. This movie's about a kid named Baby who's partially deaf. He was in a horrible accident when he was a kid, and he listens to music all the time to drown out the ringing in his ears. He also happens to be an incredible driver, and he gets involved with a crime boss played by Kevin Spacey, and becomes a getaway driver for a group of criminals. He's making tons of money, and they're always getting the job done, and all is well and good until Baby meets a girl, and he starts having major conflicts about where his loyalties lie. He has to decide whether he wants to continue down this path of crime and putting innocent lives in danger, or if he wants to put that all behind him and be with his new love interest, and now we have Baby Driver. I'm a huge fan of Edgar Wright. I love his movies, and I think he's probably one of the most talented directors working today. He has a really interesting way of spinning genre filmmaking on its head. Shaun of the Dead. There is no other zombie movie like Shaun of the Dead. There is no other buddy cop movie like Hot Fuzz. There is no other comic book film like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and there's definitely no other alien invasion movie like The World's End. The guy is a master at crafting original films. So of course I was really excited for Baby Driver, even though I didn't know a thing about this movie going in. I completely stayed away from every single trailer or TV spot or anything that could possibly spoil my experience. And it paid off. This is easily the best film I've seen in 2017. Baby Driver is a total blast from start to finish, and it literally has everything you could possibly ask for in a summer blockbuster. You have comedy, you have romance, you have action, you have suspense. It's like the whole summer movie package was squeezed into this film. Right off the bat, from a technical standpoint, this movie is incredible. The cinematography is amazing. The editing is just beyond awesome. It's one of the things about this movie that keeps it moving at a lightning pace. And the direction is just fast-paced, energetic, and fantastic. These are all things you come to expect with Edgar Wright's filmmaking style. Really fast-paced direction, swift, cool-looking editing, and amazing cinematography. And Edgar Wright continues to deliver on all three of those aspects, because he knocked it out of the park in this movie. I will say that this movie is a big departure from Edgar Wright's usual style, because this film isn't really a comedy at all. There's some great, hilarious scenes here and there, but the dialogue and the visual comedy is not really the focus of this movie like it is in the Cornetto trilogy. You can tell that Edgar Wright really wanted to make a full-blown car chase movie, and he did it really well, because this movie has some of the best car chase sequences I've personally ever seen. They're so fast-paced, they're really well shot, and it's the kind of thing that has you transfixed on the screen every time they're happening, because they're just so absurdly entertaining. This is still distinctly Edgar Wright, because there's a sequence after the opening where Baby's walking to a coffee shop, and it's this whole one-take sequence. And there's some really cool Easter eggs hidden here and there. And so, I mean, there's still those kind of things that you'd expect in an Edgar Wright movie, but I think thematically this movie is very different. You can tell that he really wanted to make a summer action movie and not focus on comedy as much. Performance-wise, this movie's great too. Ansel Elgort as Baby is so good. For playing a character that doesn't even say much throughout the majority of the runtime, I thought he was amazing. There's a lot of scenes where he's able to convey so much just by his facial expressions. It was great acting on his part, and he was really unpredictable, which made him really fun to watch. Jamie Foxx is also really awesome. He plays the kind of character who you wouldn't want to mess with, but he's so slick and cool and kind of scary at times, and he's also really unpredictable. It's basically what Jamie Foxx does best, and he was just so good in this movie. Kevin Spacey plays a pretty interesting character in this movie. He's known Baby for a really long time, and he's basically the guy who set him up as a getaway driver, and he's given him the opportunity to make a lot of money throughout his life. That's really all there is to his character here, but he's just pretty awesome. You know, he's really good at setting the stage for what's about to go down, and he does it really well. Lily James is also in this movie. She plays Baby's girlfriend, and I was the most concerned about her character going into this movie because I thought the romance was where this movie could have easily slowed down, because it starts off really entertaining. We have all these amazing car chase sequences and really fast-paced, energetic direction. And then we get to the romance at about 20 to 30 minutes into this movie, and I couldn't have been more wrong. I absolutely adored their romance. Lily James is so good in this movie. Their romance is really well realized, and they play off of each other so well. Some of the best chemistry I've seen all year, pretty much. Everyone all around in this movie is giving really great charismatic performances Also, John Hamm, I don't want to talk about him that much, but I was not expecting to like his character as much as I did. I didn't even think he was going to play a significant role in this movie, but he does, and he's so good. Also, I want to talk about the writing because it's brilliant. Absolutely frickin' brilliant. I have not seen a movie in 2017 that's as unpredictable as Baby Driver is. You really feel like you're put in the place of these characters because you have no idea where it's going. Once the second half of this movie starts, I had no idea what was going to happen, and it made the movie that much more entertaining. It's really refreshing because this day and age, when we see so many action movies that follow the same tropes and cliches over and over again, to a point where you feel like you've been watching the same movie for years, this movie throws you for a loop. The dialogue's great and all the characters have their own distinct, fleshed out personalities. And there's some sequences between characters that aren't really getting along in this film that are so suspenseful and they have me on the edge of my seat. And I'm just talking about dialogue here. I'm not even talking about action. That just goes to show you how invested I was in these characters and in the story. Another huge component of this movie is going to be the soundtrack because our main character is constantly listening to music and the music he listens to is the soundtrack for this movie. And what Edgar Wright has done with this soundtrack is so interesting. He has not just compiled a bunch of really cool songs like in films like Guardians of the Galaxy. He has taken all of these songs with lyrics that literally tell the story of this movie. It's so interesting. I don't want to spoil the song choices for you because it's one of the coolest things about this movie. And honestly, I haven't seen a cooler soundtrack. The way the songs tell the story is just amazing. I do have a couple of flaws with this movie, one of them circling back to Lily James's character. I thought her relationship with Baby was handled really well. The dialogue sequences were really great, all their chemistry was amazing. But it gets to a point where she's throwing herself into life-threatening situations just so she can be with Baby. That would have been fine if there was a little bit more development there, because she hasn't known Baby for that long. This movie doesn't span a really long time. I just needed like a 5 to 10 minute long dialogue sequence where she explains why her life is really boring, she has nothing to live for, and she just wants to be with Baby for the rest of her life. I would have completely been down with that whole scenario. But it got to a point where the romance was just kind of unbelievable for me. Also, I thought the ending of this movie was kind of clunky. There's a lot of moments that are just fast-forwarded through in like a brief montage sequence, and it kind of felt like they didn't know how to end the movie. They were just going through a bunch of different events. There's a moment where I thought this movie should have ended, but then it keeps going for like another 5 minutes. And so I just didn't think the ending flowed as well as the rest of the movie, and it wasn't as condensed and focused. So the romance is a little unbelievable at times, and the ending isn't as focused as I wanted it to be. Overall, those are pretty insignificant flaws for a damn near perfect movie. Baby Driver, like I said, is the best movie I've seen all year so far. The performances are great. Ansel Elgort, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, Kevin Spacey, Lily James, they all gave top-notch performances. This is the best directed movie I've seen in 2017. This movie never slowed down for me. It's so entertaining and so fast-paced. And I don't see a lot of action movies like this nowadays, so I'm gonna give Baby Driver a 9.5 out of 10. It's so close to getting my perfect grade, I swear, it's so close. But there were just a few flaws here and there that I couldn't get past. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, I really do appreciate it. Have you seen Baby Driver? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. My review of Spider-Man Homecoming will be coming very soon. Thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time.